Firstly, I'm very happy to be making this endorsement for Silver State Hearing and for Christina and Nancy. They were very, very helpful in helping me pick out the hearing aids that were right for me, working with my insurance company, and so forth. I was reluctant at first to get hearing aids. Frankly, I didn't want to admit that I needed them. But I was finding it more and more difficult to hear, and people talk to me. Their words would get jumbled. I would be embarrassed to ask them to repeat it, and I was feeling more and more isolated. And so I talked it over with my wife, and she said, it's time. So I met with Nancy, and she did a hearing test for me, and we discussed the results and what my needs were, because everybody's hearing needs are different. We talked about the kind of hearing aids that I would be comfortable with. There's all kinds, with all kinds of levels and all kinds of different programs, depending on how much you want to spend. And we came up with a program that we thought was right for me and for my lifestyle. The hearing aids are very easy to put in. They just stick them in. You can hardly see them, and then the hearing aid itself is behind the ear. Nancy did tell me that I would have to come in about 2 or 3 times to get the volume adjusted. And I did that, and she said, don't worry about it. And so after about 3 times, we had a volume that I was comfortable with, that worked for me. My particular hearing aids, I have 2 volumes, one where I can focus in on an individual, and the second kind where I can pick up everything. My biggest problem adjusting my hearing aid is, first of all, learning to hear. Because I can hear things now that I wasn't used to hearing, like sirens on the street. But I adjusted to that in a couple of days. And Nancy told me that my brain would have to get used to now being able to hear. The second thing is, they got so comfortable that I have to remember to take them out when I take a shower or take a bath or take them out at night. But I'm very, very pleased. I have recommended Silver State Hearing to friends of mine who have hearing needs, and to assure them that it's an easy process. I had several friends with hearing aids who had not had a good experience. Told me, one woman said, you'll hate them. Another said he wore his for a couple of days and put them in his drawer and never wore them again. Another friend of mine said that he has nothing but problems. That has not been my experience, and these were people who did not come to Silver State Hearing, and I think part of the problem was someone didn't sit down with them, as Nancy did with me, and explain to them how the hearing aids would work. So that's my endorsement, and I'm happy to recommend Silver State Hearing to anyone who needs hearing aids.